Welcome to today's lessons, where we'll be looking at how to prevent infidelity in marriage part 2. How secure is your marriage from infidelity? Let's explore this by starting with the importance of quality time. Quality time, a simple yet often overlooked concept, can be a relationship's secret weapon against infidelity. It's not just about being in the same room together or even having a conversation. It's about creating moments of connection, understanding, and shared experiences that strengthen the bond between two people. Every individual craves to be loved, wanted, and cared for. In a marriage, this mutual need creates a strong bond that fosters happiness and health. The most successful couples are those who take time to nourish this bond, to laugh together, to share, to understand, and to love. They are the ones who understand that the strength of their relationship lies in the quality of their shared moments. Now, you may think, but life is so busy, how do I find the time? And yes, it's true. Our modern lives are filled with responsibilities that demand our attention. But creating quality time is not about finding extra hours in the day. It's about making the most of the time you have together. It's about prioritizing your relationship amidst the hustle and bustle of life. One way to ensure you're spending quality time together is to schedule regular date nights. These don't have to be extravagant or meticulously planned. It's not about the grandeur of the date, but the connection it fosters. It's about focusing on what you love about each other, trying new things together, sparking meaningful conversations, and deepening your understanding of each other. If you find your emotional connection waning, don't panic. Instead, see it as a signal to dive back into your relationship, to refocus your energy on each other. Schedule those date nights, engage in shared activities, and most importantly, talk and listen to each other. Because at the end of the day, the strength of your relationship and its resilience against infidelity is not determined by how much time you spend together, but by how you spend that time. Remember, quality time is about focusing on each other and strengthening your bond. Now, let's talk about physical boundaries and why it's crucial to maintain them. Physical contact, when unnecessary, and especially with someone of the opposite sex, can be a stepping stone towards infidelity. It might seem harmless at first, a simple touch or a friendly hug, but these seemingly innocent actions can stir up emotions and lead you down a path you never intended to tread. This is not to say that every touch leads to infidelity, but it's important to be aware of the potential risks. Affectionate touching can naturally elicit sexual feelings, even unintentionally. And once these feelings are ignited, it can be a slippery slope to navigate, with no clear end in sight. This is why it is paramount to avoid the initiation of unnecessary physical contact with someone who isn't your spouse. If contact with a person of the opposite sex is unavoidable, perhaps due to work or social circumstances, always ensure it takes place in a public setting with others around. Never corner yourself into a situation where further action could be possible. You may think you're immune to temptation, that you could easily say no if the situation arises. However, once you're in the heat of the moment, it's all too easy to be swept along with the current, a current that may lead you to make a mistake that could jeopardize your relationship. This becomes especially dangerous when there are areas in your marriage that you feel are lacking. The next thing you know, you're justifying your actions, convincing yourself that what you're doing isn't wrong. But before you find yourself in a tempting situation, it's best to dodge these scenarios completely. In the end, maintaining physical boundaries isn't just about preventing infidelity. It's about preserving trust, respect, and the sacred bond between you and your spouse. Avoiding unnecessary physical contact is key to maintaining trust and preventing infidelity. Let's move on to another aspect that can affect your relationship: social comparison. You see, it's human nature to compare. We compare our homes, our jobs, our cars, even our vacations. But when we start comparing our relationships or our partners to others, we're headed down a slippery slope that can lead to dissatisfaction and potential infidelity. Social media, while a wonderful tool for connecting, can often act as a catalyst for these comparisons. We scroll through our feeds, seeing snapshots of other people's lives, their romantic dinners, their surprise gifts, their seemingly perfect relationships. And it's all too easy to look at these images and start comparing them to our own lives. But here's the thing. These snapshots are often just that, snapshots. They don't show the arguments, the compromises, the hard work that goes into maintaining a relationship. They present an idealized version of reality, one that can make our own relationships seem lacking in comparison. So what can we do to prevent this social comparison from affecting our relationships? First, we can limit our social media usage. Set aside specific times for scrolling and stick to them. This can prevent us from getting sucked into the comparison game. Next, consider blocking or unfollowing individuals who make you feel bad about your relationship. If seeing their posts leads you to compare and feel dissatisfied, it's probably best to remove them from your feed. And finally, consider combining social media accounts with your spouse. This can foster a sense of unity and help prevent any feelings of jealousy or insecurity that might arise from seeing your partner interact with others online. Remember, every relationship is unique, and comparisons can only lead to discontentment and potential infidelity. So resist the urge to compare and instead focus on nurturing and appreciating your own relationship. Next, let's delve into the power of communication and its role in preventing infidelity. Communication, in its simplest form, is the act of transferring information from one place to another. Sounds straightforward, doesn't it? However, in a relationship, it goes beyond just exchanging words. It's about understanding the emotions and intentions behind those words. In the context of a marriage, open and honest communication is crucial. It builds trust, understanding, and a sense of security. But let's face it, communication is often easier said than done. It's common to avoid difficult conversations in an attempt to maintain peace. However, this approach can lead to misunderstandings, mistrust, and in worst cases, infidelity. Let's consider secrets, for instance. Secrets have the power to erode trust, and once trust is broken, it's difficult to rebuild. Therefore, it's essential to foster a relationship environment where both partners feel safe to share their thoughts, feelings, fears, and even mistakes. But how can we improve communication in a relationship? Here are a few suggestions. First, set aside time each day to talk. This doesn't have to be a formal sit-down chat. It could be over a cup of coffee in the morning or during a walk in the evening. The goal is to create a routine where both partners can connect and share their day. Second, make a commitment to discuss difficult topics. This might be uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary. Remember, it's not about winning an argument, but understanding each other's perspective. Lastly, don't forget the power of nonverbal communication. Sometimes, a simple hug or a pat on the back can convey more than words. In conclusion, open and honest communication is the cornerstone of a secure and infidelity-free relationship. It allows for a deep understanding, fosters trust, and helps in resolving conflicts effectively. So, make communication a priority and see how it strengthens your relationship. As we wrap up, let's quickly recap the key points we've discussed today. We started off by emphasizing the importance of spending quality time with your spouse. It's not about the quantity of time, but the quality. Make sure to focus on each other. Try new things together, and nurture your bond in a way that keeps your connection strong. Even in the hustle and bustle of life, carving out quality time is crucial for a healthy and happy marriage. Next, we moved on to the topic of maintaining physical boundaries. It's vital to avoid deliberately touching someone of the opposite sex in a way that might elicit sexual feelings. Remember, it's a slippery slope, and it's better to avoid getting on it in the first place. Be mindful of your interactions with others and try to keep them in public spaces whenever possible. Then we delved into the pitfalls of social comparison. This is an insidious trap that can lead you to devalue your partner and your relationship. It's important to remember that the relationships you see on social media are often idealized versions of reality. Avoid comparing your marriage to others and instead focus on nurturing your own. Lastly, we discussed the power of communication. Open, honest, and respectful dialogue is the bedrock of any successful relationship. Be mindful of your digital interactions and consider consolidating your social media accounts with your spouse to foster trust and transparency. In conclusion, infidelity is a complex issue, but by following these guidelines, you can fortify your relationship against it. It's about spending quality time together, maintaining physical boundaries, avoiding the trap of social comparison, and practicing open and honest communication. These are not just preventive measures, but also ways to enrich your relationship, making it stronger and more fulfilling. Remember, by cultivating these habits, you can strengthen your relationship and guard it against infidelity. Thank you for joining us on Ella TV, where we strive to provide you with the tools to build a stronger, healthier relationship. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in our next lesson. God bless you.